And we are back with the GosuGamers Overwatch Weekly North American Cup. We just saw our grand finals between Cloud9 and Code7, and now we are into everyone's favorite. The winner's interview is coming right your way. We are going to be getting Debit, a favorite of yours, Slasher, when we saw his great Reinhardt play all over the course of the series today.
Oh, is he? I thought you were introducing him. Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
I'm getting him in now in a second.
Oh, yeah. He played great, especially on Gibraltar. Definitely deserves man of the game of that match. And
hey, Debit, what's up?
Not
So a
much.
little bit
Live
unceremonious, but we have with us now Cloud9 Debit, formerly known as Shuanyale. Changed his name, but did not change his great gameplay. We saw some good stuff from you here today, Debit, and how's it feel, man? You guys are North American weekly champions once again, and you guys look great today.
Thanks. Yeah, we've been practicing all week, so we came out strong today. Had a lot of good teamwork going on, so and some amazing plays by our snipers, so worked out pretty well.
Did you guys? I know you didn't even take the point on this particular thing for Nambani, but when he killed everyone in Nambani, what were your voice comms like there? That had to be a sort of everyone in the moment, like go go go. It's like he's killed everyone.
Yeah, we just good job, pat him on the back. Don't want to get us, don't want to give him too much encouragement.
So,
kidding, man, it was insane. We all were going off.
Awesome. So one thing we saw today, of course, since the last time we saw you, there was a big change in the meta. Doubles and Yada not so much in play as much anymore. And you guys were one of the first teams to really pioneer that comp and use it with great effect. So what was it like for you guys changing up comps? Was it difficult? Any changes? And what do you like about your play right now?
I mean, see, we kind of started that, but we didn't really practice it that much because we didn't like playing it. And we kind of like with the most recent patch how the meta shift is, but I mean, you saw us run the comp today with the 2 soldiers, 2 tracers, and all that. And I mean, it's not the most fun to play, but it's still just because of Symmetra and the shield, I want to say. So I mean, if they tweak that, it'll probably go back to the standard comps we saw before.
Well, cool. Slasher?
How surprised were you to be playing Code7 in the finals instead of?
We didn't expect them to lose. I mean, to win. To be honest, we thought we were gonna be playing mix up, but Luminous. But Code7's a good team. We've been scrimming them all week, and we've definitely had some trouble with them.
So you guys had no problem going double tracer against double tracer. I guess since you've been screwing them, you've seen them, they've been playing good, so that wasn't a problem.
No, I mean we're pretty confident in Reaver and Surefour's tracer ability. There's 2 very good players, so.
Now you think Symmetra? Sorry, I'll just
go ahead.
You think Symmetra Shield is the reason this kind of comp is going on? I mean, this is kind of what's been theorized in general. Do you feel like there needs to be a change made here?
Yeah, I think something needs to be done. You're just giving 50 HP to the squishy class that has a rewind and 3 shifts, so it's just kind of buffing up the classes that are like low HP for a reason, and then you're giving them like 200 HP, and just you can't kill them like you could if they had 150. They just have more longevity and way more utility, being able to survive that much longer.
One of the things we were debating on cast is, of course, when Code7 was losing the games, they were close games, but they were still losing by small margins in every game. We were wondering, okay, is Code7 going to switch it up? And one of the things we talk about is that, okay, sometimes not every team can switch up. Is Code7 kind of reliant on the double tracer, do you think, right now? Do they have any other tricks up their sleeve that they could have thrown at you, or are they sort of committed to that strategy for today's tournament?
They were pretty committed. We knew they were going to run it pretty much the whole time. I don't know if they were to switch it up, if it would have gone better for them or not, because we're pretty confident on the other, or like the general lineups, but we pretty much knew they were going to run that the whole time.
If you were choosing between, because I saw you do both, the McCree Widow Mercy combo or the double tracer, it was that just dependent on offense or defense for you, or is there a preferred way that
I
you
guess
guys go about it?
It depends on the map somewhat too. There's like different tiers, like upper levels, bottom level, how open the map is it closed off, that so we kind of just audible as we go based upon the map. Like Nepal, you saw us. We didn't really run sniper. It's just you can't do that on that
Yep.
map.
Yeah, I mean we've had teams that try and run the sniper in Nepal. Sometimes it's worked out, sometimes it hasn't. I think teams are getting a lot better at dealing with it on Nepal, just because there's yes, the sniper can get picks, but there's a lot of areas where you can hide from the sniper and flank the snipers. So definitely doesn't seem like it's as much of a staple as it is on the other maps. Where, by the way, we saw you guys using Widow a lot more. We've seen teams in general using Widow a lot more. And I don't know if it's just because people realized during the double orb meta that Widow's way more effective, or people are just downright good at it. I mean, certainly what we saw from Reaver and Numbani, people are definitely downright good at Widow to a point that we haven't really seen as much in the past.
Yeah, I think it's good. It kind of shuts down their spam. They're scared to spam corners. They're scared to just spam with all their classes. Whereas if you have a Widow, it's not going to be like, I'm spamming, then boom, I'm headshot, and gotta wait or stagger now. So it's just really good defensive and offensive as well to prevent spam.
I was expecting more Zarya or even double Zarya throughout today's games, but I ended up seeing especially more Winston for you guys. Do you think that's just part of because of Tracer and Symmetra right now, or is that more? Do you think Winston is the better way to go about it?
I mean, we haven't practiced Zarya a whole lot. And Kyle and I think, are pretty good Winston, so we felt strong on that. And it's good when you just bomb into their supports with, the double monkey shield and you just, rip them apart if it goes that way, or you can get ripped apart. Either way, it happens sometimes. So we felt the monkeys would be stronger to kind of get them off their axis and tilt them.
All right. Thank you very much for joining us in the interview. You have any final? Wait, Sasha, I was gonna say, Sasha, do you have any final?
I have like one or two more.
Okay.
CP. Is that okay? So now,
that's totally okay.
IDDQD undefeated, seemingly a little bit above the rest of the teams right now. Do you believe that is true? And what is the separation? What's the difference right now?
I think it's quite clear that they're quote unquote the best team right now. They've proven themselves in multiple tournaments over and over. So I don't think there's any doubt there, but I know they do scrim a lot every day, and I know some of these other teams are not scrimming as much as them. Like we don't scrim nearly as much as them. And so I don't know if like other teams are catching up, maybe like the meta shifts and all that. I mean, they've been consistently good in both metas. But
So
I think it's
is there anything that you've seen, especially as you've played them a few times now and you played them in scrims? What do you see in them that's different than every other team that you're playing? Is it individual skill? Is it team chemistry? Is it a combination?
probably a combination. They play really well as a team together. I'd say their greatest strength.
Because they're making comps that are not working for other teams work for them more often than not, which makes me believe that the meta can be worked on as long as you can have the individual skill and kind of how you continue to show. Is that something you believe in? As long as you have the skill, you can make some of these comps work that are out of favor.
Yes and no. You still have to have certain classes. I mean, the hero pool is pretty limited right now, and some of them just flat out don't cut it in competitive. I mean, maybe with some other patches they could be, but as of right now, I mean, I think the classes we're seeing are pretty much set in stone until a meta shift. I mean, a patch.
So I have one last one, CPs. You come from WoW, right?
No, that is Kyle and Adam. And
what is your
multitude of other
background?
games. Just a bunch of MMOs, and I played a lot of Dota. I was pretty decent at Dota. No like competitive play there, but
so how does a guy who played MMOs and Dota get signed to Cloud9 in Overwatch, an FPS game?
Just winning, man. That's what we do. Just winning a lot, playing well as a team, and I mean the guys on the team, we've all played together for so long, and we all have good chemistry. So I mean, we came in strong, and we've all been like pretty competitive, but we always tend to quit games before they get going, and we're all pretty much sticking with Overwatch this go around. So
Shows you don't need to have an FPS background to win.
you do not know.
Yeah, I mean, it shows that Overwatch is a game that, I mean, it caters to a lot of different skill sets. Yes, it is somewhat of a natural fit to the old FPS players, but there's enough in the game, tactics-wise, positioning-wise, how you actually play the game to really open it up to all these different players. And Overwatch is kind of the grand melting pot of esports right now. You're going to see a lot of people from a whole bunch of different games, FPS and other genres alike, sort of fighting it out. And we've seen from our best teams, whether it be Cloud9, you guys, Envious, or others, you see this sort of mix of players, and it's great.
Yeah, no, it's definitely fun. It's a fun game, man. I like the competitive scene. It's awesome.
So, Slasher, you have any more questions before we wrap this all up?
No, congratulations on
Thank
your
you.
win. Hope to see you next week. Hope to see all the teams in next week. Would love it if you could bring IDDQD down a notch, because I can't take this
sure that's a
European
lot of people.
dominance, chat spam, memes
To Vico
anymore.
Sai.
Please make it stop. America, we will be great again at first-person shooters.
Yep.
Someday we will
Gotta
be
get an
good
APAC.
at these shooting games, and we will win something sometime in the future. Maybe it'll happen.
I think it'll happen
sort of.
eventually, man.
Yes, possibly.
Cloud9 is the great hope, perhaps.
There's many
So-
great hopes.
You'll
You're
be
one
your
of
savior.
it. Make it happen. I believe a
We'll
little
do our
bit.
best.
I know.
And for me, just thank you, Doug, for joining us here today, giving us some of the insight on the comp scene. And enjoy your victory beer, man. Kai Kai told us you were getting one, and you definitely deserve it. Thank you. Again, just thanks for joining us, and hopefully we'll see you guys next week.
Thanks, man. If I could do a quick shout out before we go.
Sure.
I'd just like to shout out to Cloud9 and all their team in there for their support, and all the sponsors: Loot Crate, Logitech, HTC, G2A, iBuyPower, Zowie, MSI, Intel, HyperX, NVIDIA, Red Bull, Need for Seat USA, HK Army, Replay HUD, and LOL Wizard. So
Hex will never be dead so long as you are alive, Debit. I just want you to know that.
sounds good. Yeah, he does it better. He's got more practice with listening to them all.
Well, yeah, I mean, like the Tombstone says, he loved buying in until the Comcast Nation destroyed him. So. Thank you
thanks for
so
having me,
much,
guys.
Debit, for joining us, and have a good one, man. Happy Easter if you are celebrating it.
Thanks. Same to you.
Very well. So that was Debit of C9, C9's tank, great player, good guy, giving us some of his competitive insight. And Slasher, we are heading to the end of our cast now, so do you have any final words, shout-outs, anything you want to say before we head off for the day?
Thank you for having me. Thank you, Hexagram, for letting me do this. Was a lot of fun. Good to see Cloud9 win again. I think there's a lot of parity in the top teams right underneath IDDQD. I'll be pretty excited to see next week. I hope we have all the teams. I know some teams disbanded, which is why today and yesterday there was a little bit light on some teams. I think players will get together, form some new teams, and we'll have sick competition forward. So great time. Thanks for casting me, ZP. I enjoyed it.
It was fun, man. So for me, my shout out, pretty simple. First of all, thank you, the Slasher, for filling in short notice. He helped defeat the Comcast demon at least a little bit. Rip to Hex, the Tombstone says it all. Thank you to GosuGamers, of course, for hosting these great tournaments and letting us cast them. Thank you to our sponsors, Rocket, DX Racer, G2A, and Matcherino, for making this a great event that the players want to play in. Thank you to all of you that donate on the Matcherino page and simply viewed our stream in general, helping make this the event that it is. Very much appreciated across the board. I now regret to inform you guys, though, that our time together has ended. And again, if you're celebrating Easter Day, please go have a happy Easter. And we'll see you guys next week for more of GosuGamers Overwatch Weekly. Until then, see you then.